So remember we were talking about hybridizing the dogs and the people?
Yep.
And theorizing what if the mother dog who looked like Lassie walked in on her son who was expressing his own anal glands, and you'd be like,
whoa.
What in dog's name are you doing? I'm telling your father. I don't think we really talked about that, but I thought you'd like that.
Lassie expressing anal glands?
When the dogs...
That's what I heard.
Yeah, okay.
That's
what it is when the dogs and the humans got hybridized and they had big brains and they were just like people and
And you get hybridized by squeezing anal glands.
She caught her son expressing his own anal glands.
And then it would be like, what is it, like a mushroom, like a ploof? Like a spore that...
We'll make sure of it. We'll make
right.
sure it's a visible cloud of spores.
Let's make a Chat GPT photo of this happening.
All right. And then we'll have the whole scene lifted up by a forklift.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's important in a business meeting. Yeah, it's important.
Very much so.
Cool.
Couldn't agree more. Let's get this show on the road. Welcome to another edition of the Just the Mic podcast. I am Scott, and with me is Thad.
Greetings, friends.
How goes it, T?
It's going pretty great. The weather's great.
It is, man. It's beautiful out today.
Yeah, spring has sprung.
We are episode 190, 189 last week with your cousin, Missy.
Indeed.
It was fantastic.
It's great. Catching up.
Louisville.
Yep.
Got to talk about Louisville. It was fun letting a lot of my Louisville friends and family listen to that episode and hear me get all nostalgic talking about toy store strip clubs and
pies.
Whatnot. Yeah. Oh, man. Kind of hungry right now. So episode 190. We are Monday night. This is what, the 5th? 4th? 4th. March 4th. How's it going, Thad? What you been up to? What'd you do this weekend?
I did a bunch of repairs on some buildings and fences.
Overcoming that flood, man, and it's really coming around, man.
Yeah. I cracked into Logic and I opened up the little mixing console, whatever, and took a listen to some stuff, and
it's the big move over is about to happen. It's like I get there and I see you guys, y'all working on the drywall. Monica's in there working hard on the drywall, getting everything kind of in order, and then it's going to be moving. Like you've kind of had everything in the living room crunched up a little bit, which is great for convenience and being like right there. You guys, playing drums. Like it's just so awesome in that space that you guys have. Big wide open space all the way up. Me and Aaron still want to design something for that little upstairs room to the right there.
The nook.
Yeah, that nook is so awesome, man. That's a podcast room right there if I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
little lounge, have a little lounge area right there and have like a little TV on the wall or something. A video screen. That place is awesome. I did a lot of gardening this weekend, man.
Yeah, we gotta take a little tour of your yard, right?
Yeah. When I first moved into the house here, there's like there's a pool in the backyard that has a big brick wall, that goes all the way around the pool, and it kind of encloses it into my backyard.
On the south side of his house.
Exactly. And around that, I have a fence, so I got about 10 to 15 feet on both sides of the house, all the way down probably 100 feet or more, a couple hundred feet. Would you say a couple hundred feet? My judge of distance is absolutely terrible.
I mean, if you slow walk through your side and your other side, it takes about 7 minutes if you're stopping to gork out of the plants, which we'll do in a second.
Okay. And, so there's like a whole U shape that I'm kind of turning into a garden area. A lot of it when I first moved in was way overgrown. And it was just like an old shrubbery and old trees and
metal pipes
and old potted plants and
your
old stuff
plumbing, right.
And back there, there's also back there, all of the wires that feed all the cable, gas lines, all of that is back in that area because it butts up against a little drainage ditch, that helps the water drain out during storms, like stormwater, retention and drain.
The water that collects in the ditch behind Scott's place, it terminates at the Indian River behind the hospital, and it all flows east from here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know you've said it before, but I haven't probably listened all the way.
Pretty sure it goes there.
I think, and
we used to camp out there, right there on that spit of land it makes with the fiddler crabs and whatnot.
And I've had one time when it's one hurricane, I forget which one, but it it kind of flooded back in the area back there. But I had pretty good drainage. It didn't really affect the house too much.
You mean the ditch swelled up
all the way to my pool almost
out of its banks? Oh wow!
Oh yeah.
The big flood.
I think it was right around that one that you had.
Yeah. The back to back.
Yeah, I mean, and my whole side yard walking up was mush. And this area here, this whole street of like Longbow in this Sherwood neighborhood used to flood during every storm, like flood to where like driving your car down the concrete.
They've been working on that
street,
right?
And they've been working on it, and it's been getting better. So the last few storms, it hasn't really flooded back here, but the sides around like Carriage, West Carriage, and all those streets and little cutovers, they've been flooding big time still.
Unresolved.
Like real bad.
Okay.
And so there's 3 or 4 areas where it's almost undrivable unless you have a truck or, a high riding vehicle because they're stalled cars, the whole 9 yards, right? But back there, it was all overgrown, trees. And the first year I just kind of started dropping it off my wall.
What are we talking about, 2 years ago?
Probably 3 years ago. Started chopping it off and then just dropping it and then slowly mowing a little bit of the area back there and kind of turning it into like, something where I could plant things, just composting and just kind of not buying anything really to amend the soil at
Taming
first.
the land.
Just kind of getting that, cut down. And there's power lines back there too. So underground, I have barriers and things that are a problem. And then over top. So I got to keep things low, but I want to kind of make a food forest back there. So I have some raised beds, and then I had like the line company or the city or whatever, they come and mark all the cables and wires and everything. So I have photos of that, and I kind of have created like in my brain a little design of how I want the whole back area to be, and just a mix of pollinators and blueberries, raspberries, peppers, papayas. Lemon. I got a Myers lemon back there, a little key lime. I got a little peach tree. I got a little bit of everything. Mangoes, you name it.
Can we take the tour?
Here's what I was thinking. You just tell me what you think. With that video, like you just took a video going all the way around. And since this is just an audio podcast, I want to narrate that on a microphone over there with the video playing. So while I'm looking at it, I can sit there and talk about it and then share that video as a YouTube clip as one voiceover. Would that make sense?
Yeah.
And if we do that, I think that'd be the best way to do it, because when you're going around, you're seeing pickles, you're seeing dragon fruit, you're seeing peppers, you're seeing Assyrian cherry, and maybe even part of the episode pic will take like a top photo of it all. Blueberries, like you're going through the blueberries right there. You got the gardenia. You got the Mysore raspberries.
Looking swole.
Yep. They're ready to go. They're actually just a few. Like Salas even went out there and checked them Sunday, and he said, "I think by Wednesday or Thursday I'll be able to eat a couple of them."
And that's the kind of plant you want there. It's just so prolific.
It's right in front of my bedroom window, and it's full of thorns. So it's like a security too. Got some honeysuckle we just threw in the other day. I always, as a kid, I always loved honeysuckle. It'd be like growing wild in certain areas and people's yards. As kids just go up and start sucking on the
there's
the
two
nectar.
kinds you can do that here, right? The little the one with the little skinny petals, plus that little pitcher thing that you just
I'm not sure the species of them, but definitely.
And the insects.
It's like a white one, and then there's like an orangey reddish kind of one. I was at Wagner's nursery, picked that one up. And a little midnight jasmine. I got a moringa back there.
Wagner's in town.
Yeah, over in Mims. They're right off US 1 there.
Okay.
I've been seeing them on the Facebook Marketplace post. Their little nursery they set up and everything. I just wanted to go check it out.
Nice.
And it's really nice.
That's cool.
Really cool little setup. But, having 2 rain barrels in the back now, doing most of my watering with that. And then we've gotten a few showers, over time. So it's the season's kind of, even when it's been real cold, the way that backyard is, because it's got a white fence, plastic fence, a vinyl fence on each side from the neighbors' yards. So it kind of keeps it where it's cold back there, but it keeps the wind from really damaging a lot of the plants back there. So they kind of survive that cold weather pretty well.
I bet. Yeah.
So the bananas back there do really well.
It's like a microclimate back there.
I feel like I'm going to be pulling dragon fruit off of that thing for starts like forever.
That thing looks,
it's the best part. It's the best thing I got back there, I feel.
Yeah, it's super healthy.
Yeah, it really is. It's loving where I got it. And that trellis setup, just taking a metal garden,
field fence.
Field fence is what it is.
4x4 holes.
And it's very heavy gauge, like an 8 gauge kind of wire.
Maybe welded.
Oh, yeah. It works great.
So simple.
My mom has that set up in Kentucky, and hers is huge. Like she has hers like where you can walk through, like 2 people can walk through it. So twice the size of the width of mine, like use 2 of them.
Looks like a wedding altar, but it's
they're like 8 foot long.
Short though, like head high.
Yeah, and so she just turned it into like an archway. Tied up the tops, and on the side just use those metal drop-in, post.
The verticals.
Yeah, and you just use the little metal anchors that go around it and hold it in.
Yep.
And it creates the perfect archway.
That is perfect.
And then just boom, dragon fruits down the bottom, and then they're coming up, and you're weaving them through. And then when they hang over,
that's what they want.
Is when they want a fruit.
Yep.
And you want to start with one. I think the Wilson, Mr. Wilson from Industrial Steel, told me to start the base of a dragon fruit by itself, without a whole bunch of fingers popping off of it.
Okay.
And if you do it with a base first like that coming up, you'll get like more fruit off of it. It'll fruit more. Little trick or something. I think I had 4 or 5 of them this last year, but this year is the first year I feel like I should really expect some put out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
It's been exciting. And then little things like sage and oreganos and, tomatoes are all around, and a lot of night pollinators like your moonflowers and whatnot. And
what's the other one you got? The other night one?
The night jasmine. I got like 3 or 4 kinds of jasmine and gardenia out there now. The gardenias are hard. Like they take a special type of care.
Yeah, you got a couple kind of.
They get fungus and molds real quick and easy, and like you got to kind of stay on them the right way, and I haven't figured them out yet.
I love them and the magnolias when you can cut the flower, put it in the water, put it in the house, and your whole house is smells like.
The gardenia, my grandmother had one. My dad, grew it out back, and at her house over on Poinsettia, behind Tropic there.
Yep.
And it was the best smell. Like she would always give it to Allie, my grandmother, her great grandmother. And, take it home, throw it in a thing of water, like you said, and it smells great.
Yeah.
Just that nostalgia of the old, like, I never did any of this stuff until, you know, like my pops did my whole life, had lawn companies, worked in the backyard, always had a greenhouse out back, and just a whole backyard potted full of plants.
Yeah, your dad has a green thumb.
And I've never respected it or cared much. And like the first house I bought, I think I had like a little garden, but I didn't do anything more than probably just grow a tomato. And as soon as the nematodes took it over in the ground and it died back, I would just chop it and forget about it until next year and go to a store and buy some more or buy some seeds and try to start, but not put any real, you know, understanding or effort into it, you know. And
well, it looks great.
The past 4 or 5 years since moving here, I've slowly, you know, put some trees in. I've almost like started this house with a blank palette because it didn't have a whole lot.
Oh.
There wasn't trees out front. There wasn't, you know, a whole lot other than just the overgrowth of bad stuff in the back.
I didn't want to forget about the dandelions that you were showing me.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of about to come up here in a second on the video you're showing me. I got the cranberry hibiscus out back there as well, which are great, you know, for so many reasons. They taste like, even the kids out in the summer are out back there eating the leaves.
The new growing.
Yeah, all the new growth shoots just taste really well. And I got this one area in the back that I didn't have properly watered, and I have a whole bunch of aloe plants over there. And it's right in between like the pool slab and the concrete wall. And it gets real dry.
Baked. Way baked.
Super baked. The rain soaker hose that I put in there is really watering it well now. And it's kind of cool seeing all of the dandelions are kind of growing in there and correcting the soil and doing what they need to do to that area because it hasn't been watering so long.
You said you could eat them.
The dandelions, I mean, we could throw it up on the screen eventually. I'll do that here in a little bit. Cool. But I think it's the roots themselves or an anti-inflammatory or some type of beneficial human consumption situation. And I know the leaves, I throw them into my fish tank with the turtles and the fish, and they all eat the leaves and everything, and they tear it down, the roots, everything, all the way down to the stems, and then it falls to the ground. But it's good for your fish tanks, good for your fish. It's healthy. It's a soil correcting weed, you know. I think you make tea out of it. Okay. People take the greenery on it too. The sunflower heads, like the little yellow dandelion heads, they'll put them in like oil, soak them in oil and do something. I don't know, watch some YouTube video on it. Get a lot better information from YouTube than me, probably.
No, that sounds good.
On that.
I didn't know any of that.
But yeah, so it's just, you know, I'm always every day back there kind of messing around, tooling around. Like I don't know what I'm doing, so it's hard to even talk about it. But
you got your workbench now.
Yeah, build a workbench and all that's free wood, man. Just people leave pallets outside, and if I'm driving home and I see a pallet or two out there, I'm gonna pick it up and throw it in the truck. And some old 4x4s from the old fence that I had off to the side. I had a wooden fence, and instead of just throwing all the wood away, I just threw it in the back, and I've slowly been taking all the old nails and screws out of it and repurpose it for a table out there.
That's great.
You know, and it works great. A little potting table. And then I got all the compost on the other side of it. So when I'm repotting things and want to compost things, I can just throw it over, till it. Eventually have my little worm farm there in my soil base for correcting everywhere else, you know, around back there. And it from what it was to what it is now, I'm really impressed with it.
Same.
I can't believe all the peppers from like the Scott sauce stuff. 100% of that is from just like
that one box,
5 or 6 pepper plants out back.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I still got a handful to throw in either the dehydrator or to ferment. They're still growing all season. So I cut them all back here recently. And all the new growth's kind of starting to pop up on them. The sugar cane that I got from your backyard last year flourished back there. And now I'm all gone, all of the cane sugar. I've used it all now. And there's about 5 or 6 more stalks back there that are ready.
Yeah.
And all the new growth this spring is going to start popping up like crazy back there. It's going to go nuts back there.
You're going to be busy.
So it's going to be awesome, man.
We did not get stung by the cold.
Nah, not that bad at all, huh? And didn't you say last week that like that 40-degree temperature we got last week might be one of the last we get?
Yeah, fingers crossed, but it's it seems like we're over the hump, and it, barring some weird kind of like late season bomber that breaks a record and just scoots on down here, we probably, just have a phenomenal spring.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, and the water's up. That's good, in case we have like a dry summer or whatever, dry end of spring.
We have had a lot of rain.
Yeah, we have.
And like soaking rains, like for a long time.
Yeah, it's up.
Big time.
But I'd rather have it up than below, because, when you start getting below and then you get like the dry spring, the dry summer, the dry fall or whatever, just coming into June.
How bad has it been for you guys, like out at your property? Because you're surrounded by all types of trees. And we were out back, and you were shutting, my neighbor's oak tree out there. You're like, you see that? It's
nutting.
It's nutting.
Yeah,
and
pollen.
All that pollen. I mean, obviously, it's going all in my pool. It's all over my truck wherever I am. When I park at work, I'm right under an oak tree, and it's just covered in yellow, pollen. All weekend, I'm like sneezing, like last couple of weeks, really puffy face. Like the allergies are just kicking in for everybody right now.
Yeah, it's thick.
Like how long? It goes on for a little while too, doesn't it?
Yeah. You got to try it to not be like, especially right there in the morning before the wind has got going, then it starts getting going and it gets a puff and you're in it, and the yellow comes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's heinous.
Does beach water help? Like that ocean and that salt water. I always felt like anytime I was allergies, when I got into the ocean to swim or anything, just cleared out just everything.
It's probably good, huh?
It feels like it was always good.
Get the pollen, then get the beach, and
yeah.
get the.
Yeah, we did that Saturday, man. I felt like a little bit of boost of energy from it. We went out to the beach, and a lot of fishermen out there. Nobody out. I didn't see anybody out surfing. We didn't stop in at 1, 2, or 3. We were down at Eddy Creek, and we did a walk, down for maybe the very next exit, and then kind of back down the other one. And we were just collecting
coquina
rocks and stuff like that. I don't know about you, but
is that a rocket?
That is a rocket. I wonder if listeners can hear that.
We can hear a big rumble.
I wonder if they could hear a little bit of that. We had the big one last night too, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's another one going right now.
It sounded like it took off and it landed.
Yeah.
So you got a bucket of coquina here.
How long have you been going out to the beach out there? Your whole life, right?
Since 1970.
Have you ever collected these rocks?
I have.
Do you got them?
Hell yeah. Everybody got some, right?
I thought I was one of the only ones. Not obviously the only one, but people go out and get the shells and whatnot,
Shell, yeah.
I always go get these compressed rocks. I had a 55-gallon cichlid tank for a while, and I put all those rocks in there because it's got that salt water, in its bones, in the rock, and that salt is really good for your fish.
Are these right from the beach?
Oh yeah, right from the beach. And I don't know. I always thought I was gonna like collect enough of them to like make something cool out of them, but they end up just kind of being spread throughout the yard and house.
See that one there? How dark it is? That color right there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find them like this, and I bet this is one of them where it kind of sucks the minerals out of like the clay that's next to it that's black, and it'll turn it black.
Oh, gotcha.
I found maybe I mentioned this. I found what maybe somebody thinks it's a manatee rib bone, and it maybe has some cut marks on it, but I found it right in the shore break one September day. But if you see this black colored thing, it's
look at it. This is my pride. This is
okay.
And I didn't bring anything to hold all this with, so I just put a little bit in my pocket. There were so many cool collectible type of rocks and shells and like driftwood and all across the beach Saturday. Check out this one here.
Strewn about the land.
I like rocks.
Me too. Wow, that's cool looking.
Isn't that neat?
Can I grab that?
Oh, yeah. It's yours.
Aziz. Light. Okay. Here it is. Oh, wow, that's a scallop shell kind of with
It's like a scallop shell with like coquina like molded around it and like almost looks like it's growing on it. It's almost, instead of it like being like, it looks like it was a shell that just all that stuff grew to.
Just settled and compressed, huh?
Yeah.
What else you got?
And then you see some of those little sticks there.
Yep. Driftwood.
Yeah, I don't
So
know what I'm going
light.
to do with it all. I was going to figure something out.
That's cool. That looks like a piece of whatchamacallit, sand dollar.
Is it?
Maybe.
I've got Allie and Silas doing it now too. They're always collecting the rocks and, oh, Dad, you'll like this one.
I haven't found many shark teeth at Playland or anywhere around here, kind of. But I did find 2 of them in my time.
Yeah. My mom's always over in Tampa.
No,
That's where we go.
Yeah, it's a spot.
Was at Venice Beach over there or something? And you have people over there. They have like little sluice boxes, and you have whole families that are there with these little sifters, and it's like a whole business out of it.
It's cool when you can find stuff, though. You know,
it is. We found a bunch. We found like 40 or 50 of them. It was pretty cool. But the beach, man, this weekend it was beautiful out there. Like it was kind of overcast and a little rainy, and didn't rain on us when we were there, but you could see the clouds. There was like a whole, like a lower shelf of clouds that were pretty low to the ground. So when you're out there at the water, it just looked kind of creepy, you know. It was awesome.
That's neat.
So Lori, Allie, and I went out there, and
jellyfish.
Yeah, just drove around, saw the jellyfish, kind of just walked around, went over to Eddy Creek.
Like the ones as big as your hand?
Yeah, I'd say about as big as your hand.
Don't want to really sting you.
Big clear one.
The fat tentacles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old fat looking. Daddy, you saw it.
Yeah.
The cool part was when we went to Eddy Creek is I've gone to Eddy Creek. There's photos that my dad is taking of me being out at Eddy Creek around the corner of the bend. There used to be a beach where you could just pretty much, now it's all like grown into the water almost all the way around. You used to be able to walk all the way around to the very tip, and people would fish all the way around the edge.
Yep.
And then you had people where the boat dock, where the little new dock is, you know, built. You can cast in, and there's a real deep hole right there.
Yeah.
What was that? It was old railroad ties or something dropped down there.
Yeah, that old story about it was a hole.
Is that real?
That led to the ocean, and James Bond could have swam through it.
Yeah.
Or the enemy.
I remember that whole. My Uncle Ron used to fish out there and catch big old grouper.
He's the guy that put the scuba gear on and did the ocean to Eddy Creek thing. Was he the first one?
He was just out there catching the grouper.
Okay.
But there was a huge. Now I've caught a grouper in there. There was people that used to fish all around the circle around that big old deep.
Did you
drop?
Did you happen to go there after that big freeze, that big January freeze? I forget what year it was, but when everything just popped up and you could see what was in there.
No, what was it?
Giant fish everywhere.
Just everywhere?
What you're talking about. Yeah, every kind of fish. And yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people filled their bellies because those fish were floundering. It's super cold. They're dying, you know.
Wow.
And a bunch of fish. I had a bunch of tilapia in my half-acre pond.
Mm-hmm.
And when it was all done and I pulled all the dead ones out after the freeze, and I weighed it up, I think it was like 70 meals for 2 people. The fillets of meat. I had some big-ass piles of tilapia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's smart.
They're easy.
Yeah. Like tilapia farming and stuff. It's smart. Yeah. Some people say tilapia is not the best to use. Some people say it is to use. I love the taste of tilapia. I love how when you go to like the zoo, they have their little holes. They build like those little nests, and then they defend their nest against the other tilapia with their lives.
And
it's like always a battle.
Like a nice little slab of steak, you know.
It's
It's
nice firm whitefish.
Yeah.
You know,
because the
really
bass
good.
and the brim are like so like
they are
panfish. You got to get a lot of them.
When you go up to when we go up to Georgia, Derek's property, he's got like a 5-acre spring-fed pond, and the little 1 and 2 pound bass, because the spring-fed, it's just real clean water. That I mean, even the 1 and 2 pounders, when you cut them up,
they're all buttery.
I mean, it gets about 15 feet deep though in some of the areas, so it's just the conditions are prime for those little bass to be just so tasty. You could gut them and just grill them and flakes off the bone, you know, or you can fillet them,
fry them with the cracker
fish fry
and the pepper.
Yeah, dude,
yummy.
It's the best.
So, back to the farming and the weather. I noticed that some persimmon trees have got the little shoots. The new growth is coming out.
Okay.
And those chocolate sapotes that we ate.
Yeah, like the bread pudding type of tasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things, like Andre said, somebody's called it calcitrant.
Uh-huh.
And it's because they want to get swallowed by something and stay wet and get pooped out and then grows. So you have to plant them right away. Anyhow, long story short, I planted them. We planted them.
Did you eat them and poop them out first?
I'm working on 3 of them, but the rest of them I planted, and most of them sprung. I checked them, and the taproot is coming up.
Oh, heck yeah.
7 years later, maybe.
So it takes about 7 years, right?
Yeah, if you're Andre, probably he's going to tell you 2 or 3 or 4 with some kind of push. But
do they do well in any kind of like soil? Is there like a prime soil condition or like a poor? Like does it do good in soggy water?
I haven't really looked at that too much, but I'm just off the cuff. I'm thinking they're tropical, and probably you could give them the same giant container like a mango once.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Something that can catch a soaking, but can also dry down.
Because remember where we planted that? What was that big old thing that didn't make it?
Jackfruit.
The jackfruit, like in that little front area of your property where there's some really good sun kind of beaming down.
Yep.
To mound up some areas there,
and
just throw in.
We didn't mound
some of these fruit
because of the 30-year flood, 40-year flood came.
Yeah, it did. It really did, man. That was in a mound too. That was in a little top mound next to a tree.
It just shows you, where the real flood level was. Did I tell you that Crane told me that somebody had a mango that was underwater for 4 months or something, and it lived?
You have those little we did a video on them chicamas,
the limes. Yeah.
And those things,
they got flooded.
They've been flooded multiple times,
big time,
and they're still coming. They're still
amazing.
They're still providing fruit. Not a lot, but I mean, it's doing it.
I wonder if they got the greening, the citrus greening, where they're getting weak and weird and gonna stop putting out.
Oh, I got you. Never. I mean, this past year it even produced for you.
Yep, I saw my orange trees that I thought were gone. They popped some out, but
yeah. I got Myers lemon out back, and last year I got like 6 lemons off of it. And this year it's got, I don't know, once it flowers out and the fruit starts forming, we'll see which ones make it.
Is that the purples?
Yeah, they're all purple. Just there's a ton of them, Joe. Like there's 6 branches that have like 2 or 3 just heads full of blooms. And then the Syrian cherries, the Barbados cherries, the one out front that I got from you has at least 5 or 6 cherries on it. And it's tiny. So that thing's only like maybe waist high right now. And it's getting blooms. The one out back, it bloomed, but the blooms didn't survive. But it's like robustly growing and healthy. I just think it's too young to really provide a lot of fruit yet, And then I got another one that's in the back that's closer to the drainage ditch, and it's kind of a drier area where it's at. And it's growing, but it's a lot slower than the other 2 because it's just not getting the amount of water they're getting. But it looks healthy and good. So in a few years, I think once it gets that root down deep enough where it needs to be, I think it'll be fine.
And you got that avocado next to it?
Yeah, and I got Valencia mango over there to the left. I mean, once everything starts to kind of grow back there in the next 3 or 4 years, I'm gonna have to figure out like I got too much here. I got this is too heavy, too thick. I'm gonna have to like make some choices. You know, like I'm almost kind of doing a survival of the fittest, see which ones kind of grow the best and look the best, and they win. You know, back there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking about your mangoes because I got mangoes. I'm trying to tame them, keep them low, you know, so I can.
That's what Andre says, right? He says like you want to get it to where you can kind of maintain them, keep them low, and be able to reach to them and kind of keep the tree as healthy as possible.
Yeah, I think it was some guy in Jacksonville that had a little microclimate on the beach side of the St. John's, and he teed one off at face high and just made it go right and left. And he can like walk down a line and snatch up fruit. Custom.
Interesting. I one thing I'm kind of excited. I have a prickly pear cactus back there.
Saw it.
The little slabby one. Because there's so many different kinds. I'm coughing too nonstop, man.
I've seen it in a bucket.
Yeah, and I got one over to the left of the bucket, over by my little table I built. But then in the back over there, I have a couple other places, and to grow those little red fruits on them.
Yep.
The prickly pear fruits.
Yeah.
I've never eaten one, but they say they're really good.
Yeah, they are. I've seen the kind that don't have any of the little splinters. Just smooth. Wow. That would be cool to get them.
That would be cool.
I seen one time I was on a beach in Costa Rica. I remember these pigs were out in the sand eating the ghost crabs. They were rooting them out, you know?
Oh, wow.
And these two dudes were up way early, and they were taking them off and making a big basket full of them.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I was reading about them even earlier today. Cause I've noticed some other people when I'm driving, they're starting to form. Mine's pretty young, like it's real small. But I mean, I think by the next year or two, unless I'm doing something wrong, I should start getting some fruit off of it.
I've seen in Master and Commander, I think, where they're on the island, the Galapagos Island, they were maybe pressing the pedal and boiling. I don't know what they're doing, but
I mean, there's some kind of. I know there's prickly pear juice. I know the fruit is edible and supposed to be sweet and tasty. I guess the processing thing is what you got to figure out almost.
Let it get right and sweet, and then you take the spurs off, and then
okay. Does the red fruit get the spurs on it as well?
That's what I'm saying. And you can get a line of them that don't, and that's what you kind of want. But I've eaten the Florida ones. You know?
Okay. Pretty interesting.
Sure. Yeah. Just got to shave all that stuff off so you don't catch one.
So some of those little pointy things,
That's what I'm saying. They're real fun.
They itch too. Yeah. They bother you for a couple of days afterwards, like it puts some kind of poison in you or something. It's even the dragon fruit. If you aren't the little baby dragon fruits with the tiny little, spikes. If you're not careful and you're handling them too much, they'll get in your hands and stay there, and you can't see them. And when you rub your finger across it, you'll feel it, and it kind of goes, shit.
Like the fir and the bamboo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That shit'll get you too.
Yeah.
I've been processing bamboo out there and getting some of it stuck, and it doesn't feel good. You got to wear gloves, man.
We got a bunch of new bamboo. I think I told you about that stuff that's from China and can go down to like 17 degrees. And we got a big old patch.
You do?
Yeah, now, yeah.
Where'd you go? Where'd you get it?
My best friend brought it like a few years back.
Heck yeah.
And I think there's 2 different varieties. I can't remember the name, but we can break some off.
That's cool. I got some of the bamboo over here I need to break off for you because I want to get some of that stuff over there gone.
And Andre said he's going to get us some of that bulbous, weird...
that sugar cane.
Yeah.
That was really cool. It was like a sugar cane, but it had like... I've seen bamboo at Rockledge Gardens that has that same shape to it, that little tubular vase type of shape, like an hourglass.
Yeah, it's puffy.
It's kind of like got these little connecting, like a tiki, a little connector, like a sugar cane or...
But they're swope.
Yeah, they got these just a little plump little area to them, like a little vase plump all the way up. And I guess they're kind of rare or something, he said.
Okay, I don't know why I went here, but Scott has in his front yard a cool tree. I think it might be a Paulownia.
Yep. It's some call it a Royal Empress is another name. I call it alley tree.
It's like balsa wood.
Yeah, it's
really neat bloom.
It gets these little trumpet kind of flowers on it, like a big.
They look cool.
Like rows of them on each branch.
Yeah.
And God, that looks awesome, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And that one out there is just a couple years old. Like eventually that thing will start dropping seeds that will start new trees, and then I'll be pulling them up and potting them. You'll get one.
That's cool.
They call them alley trees.
I tried to get that one to grow that you gave me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in the right spot.
Wasn't making it.
I tried to put it on near an old pine tree stump.
They they can be when you first start them. I've tried to start 3 or 4 of them at an old house that I had, and they just didn't have the right spots for them. It was too hot for them or too something for them. Didn't make it. My dad actually once at our old house we were planting our first alley tree. Allie's mom and Allie in the middle of the night saw some of them coming out of the grass and just ran over into the yard and pulled them and brought them to me. And I'm like, I'm going to kill them. So I took them over to my dad's house right away, and he put them in, some good soil and pots and watered them every day and babied them and got them, good root, system in them. And then that's when I got this one, and Andrea got one over her house too. And hers, the first year was real small, but then the second year it just hit a stride and really took off. Mine's by far the largest. That thing went like 8 or 9 feet in the first year.
Yeah, it's going.
It's insane. This year, that thing's going to get twice as big. It's going to be like probably 8 to 10 inches in circumference around it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of your dad's place with all the potted plants and the flowers. And
did you see how it looks with all those 2 huge oak trees being taken down?
Nope, I haven't seen it yet.
You need to see it.
It's got the new carport deal too.
Yeah, the carport, got the screen put up on the side. With those 2 oak trees down, that whole side of the house gets full sun now.
He's always seeing ovenbirds and weird hummingbirds.
He's got that front bay window thing.
That's his bird.
And then he's got all of those porter weeds, and then all these different flowering, and he's got some bird feeders. So all of the little mockingbirds or hummingbirds and everything will come over, and little finches and stuff.
It's a festival. It's a
bird all day.
Festival.
Like my mom's is even like my mom has like those little
Up
red
north?
nectar hummingbird feeders.
Okay.
She's got like 10 or more of them.
Neat.
And they're all on her front or her back porch and her front porch. And she has little cameras set up. And there'll be like 10, 15, 20 hummingbirds at a time sitting there feeding the nectar, bouncing around the different ones. You got these little other birds that are coming down, these little finches and all these different. It's insane. She has like a boot that every year these little blue bird things come and they nest in this little boot every year. Yeah. And then they'll be gone and then they'll come back and that every year. It's like 5-6 years in a row now.
Yeah, and we got the maybe we'll put up one of them birdhouses, like a purple martin deal.
Yeah.
Kind of like the boot.
That'd be kind of cool.
I think I seen like a one of them or a.
You need to get like a pet, like osprey or something.
Where I hold up my arm and make a sound that lands on it.
Yeah, dude.
That would be cool.
Like a hawk. Like there's awesome, huge hawks outside.
You can make me a chapper photo.
Get one of those little leather arm things,
Yeah.
Oh! Do one of those screams and just fucking lands on you.
Can you make an image of that for me, please?
Yeah.
He can.
ChatGPT.
He's been going on it with the images. Both of us have.
Yeah, man. Gardening's been the thing. I don't know. I used to not want to make the time for it, but I think now that I am where I am now, and I'm getting old. I'm 45 now. I like kind of staying home and being home, and gardening and playing out in the yard, and it's nice, man. I enjoy doing that more than I would going to like a gym or trying to be, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just healthy out there, man. Just being out there and learn how to grow your own food. And I know it's not for everybody, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's, I think we were saying earlier that, like, I saw Scott's workbench there for gardening with all the stuff that you got and all your tools and all the hubbub. I was saying, like, you got that, you got your jams, you got your people, you got your your money stuff.
It's like a mini version of tea. Like when you go out to your place, man, that's what you have. You have all these little greenhouses set up. You got all your stuff going on. You got just this food forest, man. You got like chicamas. You got all the little persimmons. You got the star fruit. You got the banana trees.
Oh yeah, I planted a blue java. A big dog. Crane gave it to me.
I got a banana outside at Blue Ice times something
for tea.
For you.
Nice.
Outside, and a cucumber pickle plant that started from seed. It's only popped up just a little bit, so it's about to take off though. But yeah, man. So that's going to be my thing this year. Fermenting was what I've learned how to do this year, and that's what I did with all the peppers and everything. Is I was fermenting and making the sauce with that. My big project this year is going to be I got carrots and a bunch of different types of carrots out there, and I got a bunch of different types of cucumber, for pickling.
I love carrots,
and I want to make pickles, and I'm going to try some. I want to try to make some of those bread and butter butter pickles, and I'm gonna do some dills.
Yes.
Do all different, like some different sweet pickles. Maybe do some of those ones with horseradish pickles.
Yes. Like
you get from the Nathan's ones.
Yep.
Oh man, I love those.
Man, I had where we get the banana trees, where we cleared out. I don't know how long it is, about as long as this room. I remember back in the early days of LP, low pressure, that before practice, I'd go out there and I'd yoke. Like there's so many carrots. We tilled up the ground and did old school and tilled the manure and the dolomitic lime and all kind of stuff. And I just remember before practice, I'd go yoke a bunch of carrots out the ground, clean them, and juice them right there. And it was so, I want to do that.
You told me about that. And we got that tiller over there at the house too. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
We're going to get on
to maybe till just a row or two off to the side there.
Yeah.
And then just throw a bunch of carrot seeds down.
It's all peeled back and it's nice and moist because of
floods
and stuff.
And you put a lot of work into that rooting that area up last season.
Yeah, that was a beast.
We put a lot of work into that one weekend.
Like
we cleared that whole area out like 1 or 2 weekends.
I remember.
That was nice.
Yeah.
We got a lot more to do this year.
But the work we did
to be continued.
So easy.
Yeah. It's always kind of fulfilling afterwards as well.
Yeah, it's a good beat, man. Get up early and sweat in the winter, get it done before it turns into mosquito heaven.
No doubt.
In June.
I'm going to throw a little song in here for a break, and then when we come back, you want to try to prank call some friends?
Yes, please.
All right, let's do that. What do we want to play?
I hope somebody answers. I hope Frank answers.
I've got Frank before. He'll answer.
These images no longer can exist.
I'm not here to tell you this is a shame. Cut your hair, but you look the same. Here's laughing for the weekend, darling. One more change. Change the lock, but you're still not safe. I'm not here to tell you that this is ever gonna change. 3 whole years and you're not insane. Here's laughing for the weekend, darling. One more change. All I have, buried in the basement. I won't face this. I can't breathe again. Three whole years and you're not insane. I'm not here to tell you that this is not a shame. 'Cause your body is my body, and I'll cry all night if I wanted to. Your body is my body, and I'll ride it all night if I wanted to. Half a heart is all I have, buried in the basement. I won't face this. I can't breathe again. And half a heart is all I have, buried in the basement. I won't face this. I can't breathe again. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more. Saying you're gonna be alright.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Hello?
I said hello.
Yeah, who is this?
Why do you're the one that called me.
I want to know who you are.
Why?
Look, I have seen your number on my man's cell history.
I don't think so.
Yes, I did. More than once.
Okay.
Why are you calling my boyfriend?
I don't know who you are. What you're talking about?
What is going on?
I'm an old lady.
I cannot believe you.
Children.
How long has this been going on for?
I don't know what you are talking about.
You tell me the truth.
Okay.
We are back.
We're back.
We are back. We are going to do some prank calls, or we're going to try to. We were just talking about food and Taco Bell.
Yep.
On the break here, and your go-to, they got Mexican pizzas back, and I've gotten a couple here and there. They weren't my thing back in the day. They're pretty darn good though, man. I'm always about their chicken quesadillas. I love that Southwest sauce they put in them,
man.
And then they got those steak and chicken and beef grilled cheese burritos. Son,
double damn.
House one of those bad boys. Now I feel good about it later, but I'll eat one.
I feel you, man. I feel the pull of the bell.
We did. I actually made tacos here, and I did some like in this kind of style, like a burrito style.
What we're looking at here is Sergio's.
They used to only be at the over on 50 in one of the gas stations. Okay. I think it was the BP one or the Shell, one or the other.
Wait a second.
The BP one, the one that's right next to Starbucks in Denny's.
Oh, way up by the interstate.
On 50 and 405.
Yep.
Sergio's, I only ate there one time, and man, it was really good. It was right when they opened a few years back or whenever. And now they're in the plaza here on Garden Street.
Next to
the Grumley's Pizza.
Which took over old Valentino's slot.
Yep. Next to the old Publix there in that little plaza.
Yep.
Went there and picked up some tacos after work one day to bring home, and they were fire. They were awesome.
Get some.
And the people in there, they're real knowledgeable, real cool atmosphere. I like the way they designed the place. It's real nice.
Can't wait to check it out.
Definitely. Let's try to get some prank calls in.
Who we calling?
Hold on here. Let me pull the app up here. Prank dial. Make sure I got the right phone number of my phone number in. Let's, where's the list here? We got, maybe we won't give up names just yet. Well, I'm just going to go down the list. First one starts with a J.
JW?
Yep. What do you think?
No,
do you think you
Jonas.
call my girlfriend?
Jonas Wilkie.
Do we want to give out their names?
You can.
I guess they don't care, right?
He don't care.
Good. We're going to prank you, buddy. Do we want to do you hit my car while you call my girlfriend?
You hit my car.
All right.
Let's hope for a good outcome.
Yeah. And it is. Let's see what we get. We should be able to hear it too. Oh.
Wilkie, sir.
Oh, he hung up on him immediately. He picked up.
Okay, we got to try somebody else.
Do we try him again? Because then he'll think it's real.
Yeah.
You always give him the second try. Because then they're like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is real. Oh, man.
Dang it.
Usually what I do is I'll sit on my phone with, not recording or anything like this, and I just call as many people as I can, and I'll get like, out of 100, I might get 5 that work. And then I save them, and just boom, they're amazing.
Yeah, he's not biting.
All right, now let's try Brinko.
Taking it to the dumpster.
Hello? Hi. Stop stealing my Wi-Fi.
Brinko.
I'm sorry, what? You've been using my Wi-Fi.
It worked.
I looked up your IP address and found your phone number. And why did your search history appear when I signed in? Explain that. No excuses. Just listen up. How'd you even get my password? You a hacker? I'm not arguing with you. Just stop or I'm getting...
He hung up on him.
And we got him to bite at least.
Hey, we can send that to Brinko.
Yeah.
To let him know. Frank is talking to the Wi-Fi right now. We can't hear it. For some reason. But I'll get the audio version of it here.
Hopefully he's
30 seconds in, so they're talking.
I'm like garaging him.
Frank is arguing with it right now. We're going to get to hear it as soon as it's over.
He's fixing to put him in a sleeper hold.
We're at 40 seconds now.
Great.
Oh, buddy. Come on, Frank. I hope you're arguing with him over Wi-Fi.
It's called a Frank phone call.
Frank's why he's getting really perturbed right now. How many more garages do you think we got? 55 seconds. He's a minute in. He's talking.
What did you put on him?
The Wi-Fi thief.
Okay.
The Wi-Fi thief, just people believe it, man, because it's so out of left field. They're like, is one of my neighbors calling me to complain that I'm on their Wi-Fi right now? Ooh, that was a minute and 12 seconds.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Stop stealing my Wi-Fi.
What's happening?
You've been using my Wi-Fi. I looked up your IP address and found your phone number. And why did your search history appear when I signed in? Explain that.
Oh, dang.
How'd you even get my password? You a hacker?
He knows.
He knows.
I'm not arguing with you. Just stop.
I'm trying to figure out whose recording is this right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I paid for that with my hard-earned money.
Sad.
God,
Scott or Tad. Who else could it possibly be?
Dang it.
No, it's probably your Scott or Tad.
No, it's probably Scott or Tad.
You're the reason
I'm
the
a what now?
economy's failing. You
Probably.
are Wi-Fi stealing scum.
That's the worst thing I've ever been called. You hurt my one feeling. Is that it, really?
Oh man, that was totally busted us. That one backfired. What was that one you had for me? One more?
Yeah.
One more.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Stop stealing my Wi-Fi.
Stop stealing your Wi-Fi.
You've been using my Wi-Fi. I looked up your IP address and found your phone number.
I have Spectrum in both of my houses, and I use my own Wi-Fi. Thank you.
When I sign in. Explain that.
What's that? Where are you at?
How'd you even get my password? A hacker?
No, I'm not a hacker. I don't know. Where are you at is what I'd like to know.
No excuses. Just listen up.
You're
I'm not arguing with you.
Nope,
just stop or I'm going to get the police involved.
You can totally get the police involved, bud, because I'm not using your Wi-Fi, buddy. I have Spectrum on both my houses, and I have my own Wi-Fi.
I paid for that with my hard-earned money. Get a job.
Yeah, I pay for my Spectrum with my hard-earned money.
You're
better get your freaking facts straight. You just go accuse me of something. I don't even know who you are. How'd you get my number?
You are Wi-Fi stealing scum.
This is worth all of it.
You've just been pranked by prankdial.com.
Hello?
He's still talking. He's saying hello.
Damn.
Oh, that's good.
You gonna send that to me?
Oh, yeah.
So I can send it to him.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it?
Your Boise T got a little mad there at the end.
Yeah, he was.
That was kind of nice. That was kind of nice. I like it. He was very logical. My Spectrum, I pay for my Spectrum. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. He wasn't having it.
I'd like to know where you are, buddy. We're in Sherwood, real close to you.
I would not want to get hit by Cedar.
Not at all. Not even remotely. All right, guys. Well, episode 190.
It's done.
190?
We did it.
Done. All right, guys. And maybe Thursday. Colleen wasn't feeling good tonight. So maybe on Thursday we'll get another session in. If not, we'll start back up fresh next Monday.
Cool.
But let's try for Thursday, though, for sure, if we can.
Yeah.
I got a couple guests to be continued. I'm not sure what date yet.
Dave Post.
I'm planning on getting. Oh, calling us back. Davey Wavy, what's going on?
What's up, Sir Post?
Scott, just like you sound like a radio guy with the deep voice.
Davey Wavy, you are on the radio. We're on a podcast on a kind of the radio.
Is it official?
Yeah, you're official on. It's recording right now.
That's
officially.
We just pranked Cedar.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Like real good.
What's he doing?
Like he's mad.
What'd you do to him?
If you could take your phone right now and hit play and put it on the microphone, we want you to hear it.
Okay. Well, Scott's got the app to make the crank calls.
I got this little prank dial app, and we've been sitting on for like the last 45 minutes and just like cold calling anybody we can think. And we got CT real good.
Dude, the microphone on this is epic. It sounds like you're a radio guy.
Oh yeah, and we're talking to you through like our Shure mics and through the podcast setup.
Yeah, I could totally tell. That's awesome.
Heck yeah,
that sounds so cool.
I'm gonna throw this. Actually, I'm gonna throw this on, and I want you to hear this.
Hi, hello. Stop stealing my Wi-Fi.
Stop stealing your Wi-Fi.
You've been using my Wi-Fi. I looked up your IP address and found your phone number.
I have Spectrum in both of my houses, and I use my own
search history appear when I signed in? Explain that.
What's that? Where are you at?
How'd you even get my password? Robot. You a hacker?
No, I'm not a hacker. I don't know where it's at is what I'd like to know.
No excuses. Just listen up.
I'm
not arguing with you.
No, I'm entitled.
Or I'm going to get the police involved.
You can totally get the police involved, bud, because I'm not using your Wi-Fi, buddy. I have Spectrum on both my houses, and I have my own Wi-Fi.
I paid for that with my hard-earned money. Get a job.
Yeah, I pay for my Spectrum with my hard-earned money.
You're a
bet it's your freaking factory. Or you just go accuse me of something. I don't know who you are. How'd you get my number?
You are Wi-Fi stealing scum.
You've just been pranked by prankdial.com.
Oh, he was good. In, dude. He was in.
Cedar.
He was all the way in on that one, man. We tried to get everybody, man. We almost had Brinko.
So, Dave, where you at?
I'm just passing John Wayne Airport on the 405.
Cool.
In Orange County.
All right.
John Wayne. I kind of want to do some John Wayne voiceovers right now, but I can't think of any good quotes to use.
I wouldn't know any.
I want to say the word pilgrim, but that's about it.
Hello, pilgrim.
John Wayne. He wasn't High Silver, no?
No. He was in so much, but it's like the same monotone. I've never worked on his voice or his like my dad used to watch his movies, him and Clint Eastwood. Anything that was at TV Land now, it would probably all be on some kind of country, old Western network classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 years ago, I had like High Silver's or whatever that TV show is.
Gunsmoke, Little House on the Prairie.
I had the whole DVD of Iowa Silver, and it was like a pretty cool, like a bunch of episodes. T, you remember that?
Is it the guy with the Cherokee sidekick, and he had the mask, the Lone Ranger?
Yeah, the Lone Ranger. That's it, the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, that was. I seen that. I remember.
It wasn't Iowa Silver. It was the Lone Ranger. That's it.
And that's what he said to his horse when he wanted to get up and go.
Right? Yeah, Iowa Silver.
Yep.
We my favorite was Lonesome Dove, the one with Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
And they went all the way to Alaska. They had the little kid from Silver Spoons was the one boy that was in it. And How Much for a Poke? I forget the girl's name. But they took a herd of cattle all the way to North Dakota. And then Robert Duvall gets gets hit with an arrow by an Indian in the leg and dies from it. And his last wishes are for Tommy Lee to bring him all the way back down to South Texas.
To bury him.
To bury him.
Yeah.
So by himself, he had to drag him in a casket and a horse all the way down from North Dakota back down to Texas to bury him.
I hate when I have to do that.
That's a great movie.
Let's see. I just got the WSL. That was just the heat sheets, I think. Let's see. Women's heat draw. I just got the WSL info.
So what?
Nothing special.
What's the water temperature out there in California right now?
Where he's at?
It's a balmy about 60.
Okay, so when you're doing surf lessons and everything in the winter, is it a full schedule? Do you have a full set of people out there getting in that cold ass water?
Yeah, like I've downsized to more like one-on-one coaching. Like besides the high school that I work with on Tuesdays and Thursday morning, I do like one-on-one sessions with people, usually like one in the morning, one in the evening, and then one of my pro kids that I've been working with since he was 11 is like 23 now, Parker Cohn, and I think he surfs probably like this Thursday at Cocoa Beach.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to see
there's a couple events this weekend in there or coming up.
It's just this next week at Cocoa Beach. It's going to be like hot shots like Parker, and Cannon Carr, and like a whole bunch of others. And it's cool. They're going to have a little wave, right, Dave?
Yeah. It looks like they're going to have some waves. It looks like Parker is going to go against John Mel, which is Pete Mel's kid.
Yep.
Heat 11. Round of, I think, 32. Round of 64. So he's probably Thursday.
Are they doing it at the pier or?
South.
Yeah. Right at the pier. Right on the north side of the pier, I think.
Okay.
South side.
Okay.
North side if you're north side if you're on the West Coast.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little cold. It was a little cold. I literally just thawed out. I was like numb until like about 10 minutes ago, right before you called. I was just like sitting in my car trying to warm up.
That's when we were trying to prank call you.
Try to call Liz.
Yeah, you were trying to prank call me. I was trying to get off the phone when Liz is like, you don't need to talk to them.
We had all kinds of calls
like,
coming
no,
in.
I think I'm supposed to jump on a podcast right now. And she's like, all right, call him back. And you guys hung up before I could, because it only rang like 2 times.
Did it really? Yeah, I called you regular from my phone. That's probably the one that you saw. The other one was like a 3-2 number that wasn't in your, probably not programmed in your phone, and that was from the prank call. That's I got a fake Google Voice number that I use.
Okay, so and that one doesn't come. And I have my phone set up so if on ignore for any phone call, any numbers I don't know, I put it on ignore.
See, that's why it's hard when you're doing these prank calls. Like I was telling T, out of like 100 people, I might get 2, 3, or 4 tops that actually fall forward and kind of, take the, like me and my job, I have to answer calls I don't recognize because it could be a truck driver or somebody that I'm working with or someone in my office is working with and needs help. So I always got to answer that first, and then I got to be really good at understanding who is this, because people try to get me and prank me all the time too, and I have not been gotten yet. I've failed every single time because you can hear this little click over, So my dad's always real gullible. So now we got CT, dude.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get him on call my girlfriend in the middle of the night. Why are you calling my girlfriend in the middle of the night? I ain't calling no girls in the middle of the night. We got my dad so good on that one.
I gotta. What was it? Somebody was saying like they prank. My one buddy, him and his family are really good at pranks, and they called and said that somebody was in jail, and they got him so good.
Have you seen the TikTok?
I have somebody. I have somebody you should call.
Okay.
I definitely. It's that person, which is Chad Martin. That he's like almost family now, and he lives down the street from me. And
heck yeah!
Oh, that would be so good.
Text us the phone number and we'll get him later. We'll try to get him, and then if it works, I can download the prank and text it to you immediately, and then you can text it to him immediately, so he knows that it was you immediately. It's awesome. We got one guy so good. We got one guy so good that he was like, he thought that someone was on their way to his house, so he was trying to prepare himself for a battle And we call him, me and my father, and we're laying on the ground just cry, laughing. He's like, I cannot believe you guys. I'm like panting over here. I'm so angry.
Okay, we have him nicknamed as Chalinda because I don't know why I think my son nicknamed him Chalinda. His name's Chad, and it's He has a company called Chad Martin Door and Trim. So he does door work. You know, he sets up doors in like Starbucks and he's got a whole chain of Starbucks. So you could feed into maybe the Starbucks. Like, I think you did my Starbucks here. You could do that one.
Oh, dude, that's funny.
Like, so that way you have it'll totally be believable.
That's hilarious. Heck yeah.
And Dave's going to be like, I don't know those guys.
He recently just got hurt, so he's been having other guys do probably more of his work. So
I'll scroll through the pranks. They're all automated. I'll scroll through. I'll try to find something with like a window something or a door repair or a door something. Or there's one that's you hit my car. There's one where you stole my Wi-Fi. There's 100. You kicked my dog. There's 100 of them, you know, and there's certain ones that are real believable because the back and forth is really good on them because it's like it's all pre-programmed, you know.
So it just instantly responds to their voice?
Yep, it's voice activated responses, so it's kind of does a predictability on what you're going to say. So sometimes it'll respond in a way that you're like, what? And it'll confuse you, and then but when you say what, it'll kick into the next part of the prank, and then it'll like line right back up and get you going again, you know, or okay, like I'm ready to fight, you know.
Get your temple veins all popping.
That is good stuff.
When we go on road trips, my buddy Derek and his kids will drive up to Georgia. It's about a 5-hour drive, and it used to be full of listening to like stand-up comedy or some podcast or just the radio or whatnot. And now it's just like, all right, try this phone number because we're just on the way up there, just prank calling the whole way, and usually we get 4, 5, or 6 just gems, like perfect pranks, where just someone's so angry.
And how do you get people's number? You just call random people?
Well, usually I just whoever's from my contact list, from whoever's in the car, and they have some phone numbers of their family they want us to call. We usually just try to get people we know. We don't try to call people we don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just for fun, because the app you buy tokens on it, and it lets you actually while you're doing the prank, we can hear it while it's happening. So we can laugh along with it, but nobody can hear that we can hear. And then once the prank is completely done, the app itself will actually clip out and then download, like give you a video that you can download onto your phone. It's like a little animated clip but it goes through the whole audio recording. And then you could forward that on, or you can take a link from the app of that recording, and then you could forward it on to the person that you pranked to say, haha, I got you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, they're great, man. They're fantastic. When people get worked up over them, it's the best.
Was T trying to set me up for the prank earlier?
Well, we tried twice to prank you, and you did not answer either time.
Yeah.
We'll get you one day, though.
Yeah. There's a good chance you will.
We tried.
Yeah, I just started working in the solar world again, so I do.
Oh yeah, we got you. Oh so yeah, he's got to answer the phone.
So I have to turn on. I'll have to turn on my.
You better. You better get your McAfee brain virus software checked because we're coming for you. What's it? 3 hours behind us, so like you might be getting up early and doing some of this too. So early would be good. So about 11 o'clock our time, T. That's when we'll get them.
Yeah, no, I start driving at like 5.
We'll get you before. We'll get you in the next 7 days.
I need to grab this call. I've been waiting for this thing all day.
All right, you have a good one, buddy.
Okay,
take care, man.
Talk to you soon, guys.
All right,
okay, bye.
Bye. I can just hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
He is gullible enough. He's going, we got you. We're getting you, Dave. You're gone. You're done, son.
Hey, but he's got a stack of numbers.
Oh, he does. Well. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Episode 190 is now over. Until next time, either this Thursday, next Monday, we will see you guys soon. Thank you.
Good stuff.
Have a good one. No, I should have had it all up and ready, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. But I'm ready now.
Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright. Daisy's in a tube top, screaming from the top of her lungs. This all ends tonight. Daddy's on the floor, he's screaming for more, saying you're gonna be alright.
Dude, that's just killer. Oh, dude, that was awesome.